Arik, you've been in this league an awful long time. Uh, why are there a lot of occasions where backup quarterbacks have very good games? I'm wondering, does the defense look at it on film and see that this guy is not C.J. Stroud, for example, and get complacent, or is anybody who's getting a paycheck as a quarterback in the NFL capable of doing what Davis did?
Do you think you're asking against us specifically or just my
Yeah,
opinion on
yeah. Just why do backup quarterbacks seem to have success against the Jaguars this year, specifically Jake Browning and Davis?
I think with the backup the game plan definitely changes and the game kind of simplifies. You see a lot of quick game, a lot of running the football, trying not to quote unquote put the game in their hands and I think it simplifies. It's kind of from what I would um say my experience has been of seeing. And so yeah, I think that's the difference.
Okay, and most backups are veterans. Davis has been around the league a while. Jake Browning has. So, uh, do you have to give those guys credit for, you know, being in the league for a while and sticking to the game plan, so to speak?
100%. I don't take any player or team lightly in this league. It's any given Sunday for a reason. There's good players all over the league, whether backups or starters. And so once you get in the business of taking people lightly, that's when, you're setting yourself up for a recipe for a disaster. So I don't take anybody lightly. I don't think we take anybody lightly. I mean, how could we? We're trying to um, prove our own selves. We haven't really done anything yet, and so we can't take anyone lightly. We got to go out here each and every game and give it our best, which I feel like we have been doing. And so, yeah, there's no taking it lightly on anyone in the NFL.
Okay, thank you.
Jamal, followed by Shipley.
Hey Eric, how do you make sure a loss like this one doesn't doesn't linger around and creep into next week?
Turn the page, flip the script. Whether you like it or not, we have another game coming up here in 6 days. So um, lingering about what happened this last game isn't going to do anything for the Chargers. You learn from your mistakes, you get things cleaned up, and then you move on. We're still in a very good position with our season ahead of us, and you turn the page and get back to work.
And you're leading the team in sacks, but the sack numbers for the defense as a whole probably not where y'all want them. Is there a way you can manufacture more pressure with the front four?
Um, I don't think there's really a manufacturing of pressure. I think manufacturing of pressure is blitzing and bringing more um, than they can handle or trying to free guys up. So in terms of getting pressure with the front, it's on us to go win our matchups when um, that is the play call for us to rush forward and put pressure on them rushing forward. So and just really focusing up for us up front, focusing on that. When we are called on to go get them with four, making sure that we're putting our best foot forward and we're locked in and we're going to win our matchups and whatever they throw at us, chips, double teams, whatever it may be, we got to find a way.
Appreciate it, Eric.
Mhm.
Shipley, followed by D-Rock.
Hey Eric, thanks for doing this. Does your guys like highs on defense early in the season, the potential you showed, does that kind of make these last couple games more maybe frustrating, I guess? Just knowing what you guys can do?
I mean, losing in that fashion and then down the stretch having some struggles defensively in the previous game. Um, definitely you don't necessarily look at like your highs and like it makes it more frustrating, but it's the ebbs and flows of the season, and knowing what you're capable of, and feeling like um, you haven't reached that, and you're doing everything you can to try to reach it, and still not getting those still not getting that to that level that you want to play at. It's frustrating. But we're midway through our season. We 8 games left. And this is the time of the year where you really need to be playing great football. And so that's our focus, is to get back to work, and do everything we can, both individually and together, to make sure that we're playing good football down the stretch.
Thanks, Eric.
Last one, D-Rock.
Hey, Eric, Liam was pretty pointed in the criticism last night of the front four not really being able to get pressure without blitzing. So do you guys take that as a challenge this week, that you have to respond pretty soon, or, there could be, some changes in terms of playing time and rotations and stuff like that?
I think everything is a challenge in the NFL. You got to take it personal. You strive to be the best at what you do. I think that we have the ability, we have the talent in the room to be successful, especially up front with four. I think throughout times, guys in our room, in our career, have shown that to have a lot of success. And so it's just about coming together. When you're challenged, you got to band together, because none of us are going to be successful individually. It's about coming together, accepting whatever is in front of you. And, whenever I'm challenged, or I feel that, someone might be questioning, or things aren't, haven't reached the level of success that I want, I take it as an opportunity to use that adversity for good. And it makes it that much sweeter once you do reach that success, and once you do start making those plays, and things do start coming together. It makes it that much sweeter, and you cherish it a little more. So I think that's the mentality that we have to have.
How frustrating is it when you guys have made those plays at the ends of games, first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, and against Houston before too, and then to see it go the way it did on Sunday? How frustrating is that, to know that you have been able to do it before, but just this time it didn't work out?
It's frustrating, but it's part of the process. You know, you have to go through to reach the gains, and find the success, and everything that you go through is part of the process and part of the journey. And like I said, these moments, these games are making us the team and the players that we need to be. And we have to go through these things to find growth. And that when times get hard, that's when you learn a lot about yourself, and either you come together and make it better, or things go awry. And I believe that we're going to come together and make it better, and find the success that we want to have. And it's all about sticking together, and going through that process as a team.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All set. Thanks, Eric.
Parker, I know it was probably tough to enjoy what you did individually yesterday because of the loss. But 3 punt returns for touchdowns in the last 2 seasons. First Jaguar to have that. You're the first NFL player to get 2 in this season. So what's happening out there that is giving you these kind of opportunities?
Just continuing to just have confidence, and it starts with preparation, of course, and just throughout my career as well, just being able to be around some great teammates that I've been able to learn from, and being able to build off of, and it's just been cool to just go out there and be able to have these opportunities like you're talking about, and it's just making the most of them is the most important thing for me, and having fun doing it. So just getting back to having fun, just being the kid that's been playing football his whole life, and just making the most of it.
and Heath touched on this last week when he was in, you guys have got some new players on special teams, the core of the special teams, quite a few rookies and everything. So in terms of on the punt return teams and what you see in front of you, are these first year players and these younger guys really responding to being said, okay, you're going to get snaps on special teams. This is where it's going to come for now. And how well have they responded to that?
They're working their tail off, and hats off to those guys. I'll say it, like especially for me as punt return, our punt return unit is one of the best in the NFL, just as far as how those guys work, how intentional they are. I mean, they block their tails off, finish plays, run into the end of the play. I mean, it's just special to be a part of. And as a returner, I just want to be able to make those plays for them just because of how hard they work. And seeing that, just seeing all these big plays that we've been able to make so far has just been cool. And hopefully we can keep it on it.
Okay, thank you.
Jamal, followed by Shipley.
Hey Parker, how do you make sure that, I guess you guys have lost 3 of the last 4, and that one's a tough one in Houston. How do you make sure that doesn't linger and creep into next week?
Just remembering who we are. And as much we did all our corrections, and then we got together as a unit, and we started to show all our identity plays of like who we can be and who we are. And I felt like that was a good way to wipe this away and move forward, to know that we could be special, and we just got to keep trusting each other, keep coming together as a unit, as a team, and get out there on Sunday, have some fun, and most importantly, and continue to make plays.
Is part of your identity play like those get it off the top shelf? You're not the tallest receiver, but I feel like if you put all your highlight catches together, a lot of them are go up and kind of get it, those acrobatic catches. Is that part of your identity?
I like to say that.
Yeah. No, appreciate it, Parker.
Shipley, followed by D-Rock.
Hey Parker, thanks for doing this, man. On the broadcast, Liam said Jacoby had like 75% of the offense down. And he went in there yesterday and played like half the snaps. As a fellow receiver, how like difficult do you think that probably was to get here and 5 days later kind of go in there and do what he did?
Oh, that's super tough. He's with when he was with the Raiders, it's already a workload to learn that offense and be a part of that. So just imagine you show up and then you change all the words to all the plays you've been running, and it can be crazy because it can be, some things can mean what in his offense different from what it means in our offense. So it's kind of crazy, and it could be the same words. So hats off to him just being a professional. As we know, that's why we brought him in. He's a true pro. He came in and put the time in, and it clicked early, and it's just been exciting to see that come together. And he's, like you said, he's been special. He's going to continue to be special.
Thanks, Parker. Appreciate it.
Last one, D-Rock.
Hey, I guess on the film of the punt return, you threw that hand up like right around the 50. Is that kind of when you knew that thing was going to the house?
Yeah, once I start to see the punter, and that's the only person I gotta win against, I'm like, let's go. And I was just hyped to be able to make that play. It's always tough that we fell short and didn't get this win, but like I said, the special teams unit is so special to be a part of, and I wouldn't want to be with anybody else.
Fourth quarter, the offense really was not able to get anything going at all. How tough is that, when you see that the defense is struggling and they could really use a drive from you guys, even if it's just 2 or 3 first downs to kind of bleed some clock? How frustrating is that you guys weren't able to get anything going?
Definitely, it's definitely tough. As an offense, for us, we go out there, our intentions are to make big plays, and just most importantly, just move the chains, and at least end with some type of kick, well, for points, field goal, PAT after the touchdown, that type of thing. So it's tough to go out there and not be able to do our best work, but as a unit, I feel like we stayed together, and like I said, going into today and then ready for a Wednesday practice, we have the most confidence in the world that we'll continue to grow and just, go be our best selves this Sunday and the next opportunity.
Is it the mental toughness on this team to get past this? Is there any doubt in your mind that you guys will be able to kind of put it behind you by Wednesday?
I feel like that's what's been making us special this year is just the unity and coming together and not pointing fingers. Coach Lamb, he's always that's his thing. We're not going to point fingers through this, and we're not going backwards. So I feel like that's been really cool to be a part of, and guys are buying into that, and it's been special. And we're just going to continue to have fun and just be us.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.